Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Alina Destiny, and today we're going to be doing a wig install. Okay guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump into this tutorial. I'm going to be using the legume jam to lay down my edges just to make sure that they don't get in the way when I begin to lay the lace. So I'm using my edge control brush and just dipping it into the jam. A little goes a long way with this as well, so don't go too crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and tint this cap because obviously it's way too light for my skin tone. It's practically white, so that's not gonna blend well when you do lay your wig down because it's gonna look like you have a white scalp, which is not believable. So go ahead and put this all over your cap until it's your skin tone. Now I'm gonna go ahead and take this velvet grip to ensure that the wig does not move. But I recently just found out a new method to put the grip on before you put the cap. So put the cap on top of the grip and your wig will not move. And I'm going to go ahead and put the foundation powder over the grip as well. Go ahead and take that same powder and put it along the lace front because we want it to blend in as well as possible. And bam, our wig is on. She is there. So now I'm just gonna make sure I adjust it, make sure it's even. My ear tabs are sitting where they need to and the middle part is in the middle. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and take the front hairs to pull them away from my face. So I'm gonna begin cutting the lace. But disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer. Do not do this step yet. I do cut it in sections because it's a lot easier when I'm trying to cut along the hairline, but this was too early to do it because you'll find in the video I was struggling a bit. So if you're gonna follow my tutorial, I will tell you later on in the video when I would suggest that you start cutting the flaps. Go ahead and take some 91% alcohol and go ahead and clean that forehead to make sure any oils are removed. That way the Got2be gel does stick a lot better and a lot longer. And now I'm going to take the Got2be gel and place it all along my hairline. And yes, I know I have a tan line because I do cut off a good inch of my forehead. But hey, to each their own. But yes, I'm just going to place it all along it, and I do a pretty good amount. It's pretty thick because I need it to stay. Now I'm going to take a blow dryer. This is just to, speed up the process. We don't have patience here. So yeah, I'm just going to go in and take that all across the hairline just till it gets tacky. And then I go ahead and apply a second coat of the Got2be gel. Once that's all blow dried, I take the freeze spray, and this is my little hack because the freeze spray, it already dries fast on its own. So I notice whenever I put it with the gel, it makes magic. And it makes my life a lot easier. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to blow dry that down until it gets nice and tacky. I went ahead and zoomed it in just so you can see a little bit better. But now I'm measuring where I want the hairline to lay. I keep adjusting it because I need it to be looking right. So yes, I'm just separating my baby hairs from the hair, and this is where you can see that I should have waited to cut the flaps. I mean, I made it work, but it would have just been a lot easier had I waited. But yes, I'm just gonna go ahead and let this play because it's pretty not self-explanatory, but you can see better than I can explain. So now I'm gonna go ahead and melt my lace using my dirty satin scarf that I hope we can ignore because all my other ones were washing at the time. Just my luck. Once that's all nice and melted, I make sure I take my baby hairs and comb them so that they're trained to go down. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and lay the ear flaps. Those are always my trouble spots, so I try to pay extra close attention to those. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some more Got2be free spray, and again blow drying, who has the time, and go ahead and lay that down. So right here, I'm just trying to get those baby hairs that are going down to come back up. I don't want them to be too stiff. So I'm taking my edge control brush and just trying to brush them out as best as I can. So this is when I would suggest that you cut the excess lace into sections. That way it's easier to work with. I'm gonna begin to cut the lace at the hairline as close as possible. And I'm sure you've heard this before. We do not cut straight. You wanna cut like jagged edges because that's more believable than a straight hairline. So just try to follow your natural hairline and make it work. Now I know you can kind of see my sideburn because my hair is black, but the bald cap method is a little bit too much for me, if I'm being honest. And my quote is that if they're staring and they find something wrong, they were trying to find something wrong. My hair is still laid, and that is all that matters, right? I'm gonna take that same cotton ball with the alcohol and go along the edges just to get any of that dry glue off my hairline. And continue to freeze spray the edges of the lace because whenever you do cut it, a little bit of pieces will lift up. So I'm just ensuring that it is laid. So I'm just putting the freeze spray on my fingertips and just going along the lace front. Now it's time to move on to baby hairs, and this is my least favorite part, but you know, you gotta get it done. So right now I'm just gonna trim them down using a razor to get them to the length that I want. I usually like my baby hairs to be pretty short. As you can see, this side was giving me a little bit of trouble, but all you can do is push through and make it work. I'm gonna go ahead and take my satin scarf and lay down the edges, lay down my baby hairs so that they can melt into my skin. I tie it pretty tight and I leave it in for about 10 to 15 minutes if I'm in a rush. But usually I do my baby hairs before I do my foundation and makeup, so I'll just take off the scarf whenever I'm done with my full look. Okay guys, so right here I'm just touching up a few curls. I like some body up in my hair. I cannot do flat hair, so that's what I'm doing right here. Okay guys, so this is the finished look. She's laid, here to stay. And the hair quality, nice, luscious, flowy. Can't really complain out the box, you know. The hair didn't have a smell either, so that was good. I will say there was some shedding whenever I had first brushed through it, but I had heard that like with this kind of color, it has been processed like twice, so I think that's why it sheds a lot. But I mean, it wasn't too bad. But I'm gonna come back in about a month for an update because I find hair reviews helpful, you know. Like, I know they're gonna look, I would hope that they look bomb the first day, but let's see how she wears. So yeah, I'm gonna come back in about a month to do a review. But yes, I think it turned out really good. And also, these lashes are in the style Age, so let me know. You know the drill. But yes, I hope this tutorial was very helpful, and I will catch you on my next video. Bye guys.